Okay, my friends, here it is. The video that is going to give you the tools you need in order to be successful against the cabbage moth, the cabbage looper, and the tomato hornworm. So listen up. I'm going to say some things about it, and then I'm going to take you out and show you exactly how to make and use this solution. Both of them actually, because I'm going to give you two different types of solutions. One is a biological and the other is a chemical. It's organic, but it's still a chemical. So the first option we're going to talk about is the biological. Now, this is the BT, the Bacillus thuringiensis. From here out, we will call it BT. Now, for many years, I was hesitant to use this stuff because I didn't really understand it and it wasn't really all that necessary. But because you guys were pushing me to explain it and to use it and wanted my opinion on it, I began using it. Okay, so there's many different brands, but the active ingredient is the same. So first you have to understand just a little bit about what this is, all right? It is a bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, that will go into the digestive system of the targeted creature and it will interrupt its ability to digest food. And so it will then starve in the next 1 to 5 days. So the thing that I didn't understand that I do now after this year of using it and researching it is that there's many subspecies of the Bacillus thuringiensis. And so, for example, this one has the subspecies Kerstaki, which targets only the caterpillar stage of the moth and the butterfly. All right. There's other types of Bacillus thuringiensis, such as those mosquito dunks. They call them BT, but it's a different subspecies. The Israelensis subspecies takes care of mosquitoes, flies, and gnats. And then there's another Bacillus thuringiensis japonesis that takes care of beetle larvae. So you have to understand which one you're getting. Now this one, I'll put a link in the description. It's just an Amazon link, is very effective. I can tell you it is unbelievably effective against the cabbage worm, cabbage looper, and tomato hornworm. So let me take you out into the garden and show you a little bit about what's going on, what the damage looks like, what you got to look for, and then I'm going to show you how to make this stuff. And then when we come back, I will tell you how to apply it, and then I will show you the second method. Okay, my friends, so when you start seeing these cute little butterflies like this, you know you got a big problem on the horizon, especially when you see this. Once you see them start doing this little mating dance like this, how they frolic around together and then they fly up into the air, it might look really cute and storybook picturesque, but they're mating, guys. When they come back down to the ground, now they're going to try and seek out a brassica plant. This is one reason why I interplant all different kinds of plants all over the place. See, it will go around looking for its ideal type of plant, and that is the brassica. It will lay its eggs on the brassica, like this collard green, and then they will hatch and start devouring the plant. I don't got to tell you guys, I know if you're watching this, you've had horrendous damage from these things. Sometimes it's so bad that the plants won't even grow any further. But when you look close, this is the culprit, guys. The tomato imported cabbage worm right here, that little white moth. Now, it does nothing but eat day and night. Just like these things here, the tomato hornworm. If you guys have ever had disappearing tomatoes and disappearing tomato leaves and you couldn't figure out why, the tomato hornworm may very well be the culprit. This solution is also going to eradicate the tomato hornworm because we want our stuff to look like this right here. This is the collard green. A couple of weeks after spraying it, almost no damage whatsoever. I have not seen those white butterflies. I have not seen any of them. And the cabbage is starting to ripen up. This is just a few days ago. Nice thick heads of this good cabbage with very, very few, if any, holes, especially on the new growth. So we're going to harvest that pretty soon. It's amazing how good this stuff works. This was just a few days ago as well. The mammoth red rock cabbage are starting to head up. And red and purple varieties in general seem to be a little bit more resistant to the cabbage moth. I think it's because their green camouflage doesn't work as good on the red and purple stuff. So anyways, we're going to take the BT. The link is in the description if you want this one. And we're going to give it a good shake. And then it's 4 teaspoons per gallon. So we're going to mix up this 2 liter, which is about a half a gallon sprayer. And we're going to put 2 teaspoons inside, shake it up, And this is going to be our solution that we are going to spray, but only at the right time. Listen. Okay, so now we have our stuff all mixed up, and now listen very carefully. We only spray this stuff at night, preferably totally at night with a headlamp on, because the ultraviolet light will very quickly degrade this stuff. So within a day or 2 days maximum, it can be rendered ineffective. So what we want to do is we want to go out with the headlamp at night and spray the leaves of the plants, only our brassica plants for the most part, because we don't want to harm any of the other kind of caterpillars for the monarch butterflies or anything like that. So go out and only selectively choose the brassica plants that are being attacked, or whichever ones you choose, and coat the top side and the bottom side of the leaves. Now, once the caterpillar eats just a little bit of this, the spores will go inside, and in the high pH range of its digestive system, it will start to proliferate, and it will keep it from being able to digest food. So it will starve. You will see, it's amazing. Immediately, the destruction stops on your stuff, and within a few days you will not see them anymore. All right, so I highly recommend this stuff. I cannot believe I wasn't using this in the past. I cannot believe how effective it is for the brassicas. Now, if for some reason it is not entirely effective, or you have a different kind of pest that is not necessarily hit by this, a different kind of worm or caterpillar, then you can make the ultimate slug solution. And the ultimate slug solution, which I'll tell you the recipe in a moment, will, if you spray it directly on them, it will desiccate them. It will dry them out, and they will be dead within 15-20 minutes. But you must make direct contact with that. So in order to make that, it's very simple. You take 2 teaspoons of sodium hydroxide, which is pure lye, and then 3 ounces of a Castile soap, like the J-Dom Wetting Agent or a Dr. Bronner's, preferably the peppermint Dr. Bronner's. And that's all that is really required. Ideally, you can add an ounce of the fish fertilizer for some extra fertilization, but that's not required. It's just the sodium hydroxide and the wetting agent or the Castile soap. Now that you mix that up, and that's per gallon of water, spray it directly on them at night and they will desiccate. But if you use this stuff, you're not really going to need that. So just in case this is not working, you can use that. All right. Now, a few things. One, this stuff is non-toxic to humans because our digestive system is completely not affected by these spores. It will wipe out the spores. So we don't have to worry about it being to dogs or to cats or any kind of mammal. It only targets the exact organism that it is listed to target. Now, the second thing, or one of the other things, is people are going to ask me, Nate, why don't you use row covers? Because row covers can be very effective. But the answer is that I don't plant like that anymore. I don't grow in big rows. When I used to grow in things all bunched together like that, one kind, then I would get occasionally like an outbreak and everything would get decimated. Everything would be attacked really heavily. But now I plant very differently, like 4 cabbages here, and then some chamomile, and then some celery, and then some beets, and then a few more things here and a few more things there. I really group them together in different groups, and that really eliminates most of the pest pressure, really. There's still a little bit, but when I was doing big rows and stuff, then you can get, the target creature will proliferate too much. So that's why I don't use row covers. Okay, my friends, so hope you gained something from the video. I'll put a link to this stuff in the description. This is just an Amazon link. You could use whatever type that you can come across, but it's very effective. So give the video a thumbs up, share your thoughts. First thing that comes to mind, just put it in the comments, give some advice to somebody who's battling a similar kind of thing, and then read through the comments so that you can then gain the knowledge. That's what it's all about. I will see you guys right here at 12 noon Eastern time for the live Q&A every Saturday.